Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel once again. My name is Brandon. I am an acting coach, and today I'm jumping back into Angelica Hale. This one again is a Jump the Line from David. Thank you so much, David, for the support that you've shown the channel. If you would like to get a Jump the Line just like David and get whatever content you want me to reacted to quick, you can get it done in 2 weeks, or you can get it done in as little as 3 to 5 days, depending on which option you check down in the description below. Through PayPal, just shoot me an email. Let me know what you want me to react to, and we'll see if we can't work that out. But in the meantime, we're going to check this one out. This is, again, Angelica Hale singing Stone Cold, a Demi Lovato cover. This is a big song for a 12-year-old little girl. I'm excited to see what direction she goes with it. According to David, she made a comment at some time after this was recorded saying that this was the most emotional performance that she had done to that time. So I'm really excited to see how she interprets it at 12 years old. I think this is just around the time that you will start seeing young performers, especially if they've been performing for a long time, you will start to see them really connecting with music on a level that they can understand for sure, but finding ways to relate to songs to invoke to evoke the same emotional responses. And I don't necessarily, I mean, I wouldn't go into this under normal circumstances expecting someone this young to give me a performance like what you would see from the original artist herself, but I do look here to see a little bit more emotional maturity. So I'm excited. Let's jump into it. Demi Lovato, and I'm sorry, not Demi Lovato, this is Angelica Hale singing Stone Cold. Okay, stop. 2 seconds. I know you're gonna hate me. I gotta just talk about it for just a second. This is a great thing to see. We cut to the video and she is sitting there, her eyes closed, taking a moment, breathing, getting ready, getting prepared to perform. She's not just jumping into it. She's not smiling and waving and talking to people off camera before playing. This is a great sign of someone at the very least who is taking the performance seriously, who's giving it some amount of focus and really attributing weight to the quality of the performance that she's about to give us. So that's a beautiful thing to see. Had to say that and get it out of the way because that's not necessarily common in someone her age here. So it's beautiful. Sorry, I won't stop it so quickly again. I hope. Beautiful.
Cold. You see me standing, but I'm dying on the floor. Stone cold. Maybe if I don't cry, I won't feel anymore. Stone cold, baby.
Beautiful.
God knows I tried to feel happy for you. Know that I am, even if I can't understand. I'll take the pain and give me the truth. Me and my heart will make it through. If hope is hard, I'm happy for you.
Okay. All right. Before we jump into the second chorus, I have to talk about this a little bit. So first of all, personally, from a post-production standpoint, I maybe would have gone a little lighter on the reverb. But that's just me wishing that I could hear a little more of her true tone without the effect. But that's just an opinion that has nothing to do with her performance. I was very happy with the way she came into this emotionally. It feels very genuine, very sincere, very real. I think that she's doing a wonderful job vocally. This is a big song. There's just belt after belt after belt up there, and she's doing what she needs to in her own voice and her own range to keep it practical, right? To not just blow herself out, but she's hitting everything she needs to hit, doing everything she needs to do. It's great. Emotionally, I'm really impressed with her in this one. I think that she's doing a beautiful job. I think that she is finding something in these lyrics to connect to really give us a genuine performance. The only thing I would say could be a potential critique for someone at 12 years old. I mean, she's 12. So this critique is not only is it already a tiny, tiny thing, but it becomes minuscule when you put it up against the fact that she's only 12. There was one moment when she sung the word, I think it was pain. I might have liked to have seen or heard a little more affect on that particular word, to do a little word painting with the word pain there to really emphasize that, whether she let it kind of get breathy and break, whether she added a little rasp, or that thing that the singers do where it kind of sounds like they're crying, a little bit more of that on that particular word. It felt a little, oh God, this is not good. This is not as bad as it sounds as it's coming out of my mouth. I thought about the phrase and it sounded terrible. It's not that bad. It felt a little bit one note emotionally once she got up there, because God, this is such a tiny critique. There were some subtleties left on the table there vocally that she could have played with a little bit to find times to soften up a little bit and then come back in with the belt, to find times to show a little vulnerability vocally. There were moments there, but my goodness, guys, she's 12, right? It's fine. This was the fact that she just did what she did blows my mind. It's insane. So that's when I say it's a small critique, my goodness, I mean, it's a teeny tiny itty bitty critique that I normally wouldn't give a 12-year-old, because normally there would be other little things to talk about, but everything else was perfect. Everything else was perfect. That's a critique that I would give a 24-year-old with 15 years of experience. That's a tip that I would give somebody in that circumstance. If I were in the room with Angelica here, and this is what we got to for this performance, I don't even know if I would bring it up. She has obviously taken a lot of time to prepare for this performance. She's found a lot of emotional connection to it. I guarantee you she knows it by rote. She could recite this to you backwards, and she has found an emotional connection to it on just inside of her that is strong, genuine, real, and she's holding on to that and delivering a really powerful, very genuine performance at 12 years old of this song. It's mind-boggling. So that little bitty teeny critique I threw out there, it's a thing. She's probably worked on that since then. I guarantee you, I would bet money if she performed this today, those kinds of subtleties would definitely be in there. She's doing amazing. Nice little change.
You're dancing with her while I'm staring at my phone. Stone cold. I was your amber, but now she's your shade of gold. Stone cold, baby. God knows I tried to feel happy for you. Know that I am, even if I can't understand. I'll take the pain, give me the truth. Me and mine, we'll make it through. If happy's hell, I'm happy for you.
That was perfect. I know it's almost over. It's almost over, but we're about to get into something else pretty big. I want to stop for a second because I didn't even think to mention she's playing the piano as well. She's playing the keyboard right now, which is just a whole nother level of things you have to focus on and things you have to get right. And it's not, for those of you who don't know, who aren't musicians, I'm not a musician, but I do know this. It's not just about, oh, which keys do I hit when? It's about subtleties like timing, tempo. It's about pressure and how hard you hit the keys, when to be soft and subtle and when to be nice and strong. All of these things are incorporated into playing that piano while she's doing essentially the same thing, but just a little bit more with her voice. So that's incredibly impressive. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I was going to speak. So, and then there's a little bit more than what I mentioned before. The way she's carrying this performance in her body, there's a thing called, I'm trying to remember the actual term. It's gestural symmetry, right? Essentially, it's something that you study in body language. Whenever somebody's gesturing during speaking while they're talking to you, if the gestures line up with what they're saying, if they make sense with what's coming out of their mouth, they're communicating more sincerely. They're communicating. If the gestures aren't lining up with what's coming out of their mouth, it just comes across as a little less sincere, feels false and manufactured. I'm incredibly impressed with someone at 12 years old to be able to show that kind of emotional sincerity with a song like this. I don't think at 12 she's had experience with someone who's been romantically involved with her and left her for someone else. So I don't know what she's pulling from, whether it's another kind of relationship with a family member or a friend, whether it's something completely different, but she is pulling from something that's real for her. I guarantee it. This is not her imagining having a fake relationship sometime in the future and what that might feel like. She is pulling something. She's pulling from some memory, from some experience that she's had in her life. And she's using it to identify with the context of the piece, of the song, of the text. It's really impressive. So now let's get ready for this big moment. Whoa! I'm happy for you, now that I am, even if I can't understand. If happy's hell, little cry. If happy's oh, she's breaking my heart. Look at that look. So soft, beautiful, beautiful tone. Oh, Angelica, sweetie, that was gorgeous. That was beautiful. Beautifully done. Like beautifully, beautifully done. And she held it the whole way through. I'm super impressed with that because that's exactly what you should do. You shouldn't just pop out of it like it's nothing. You need to hold on to that emotion or it completely pulls your audience out of it. That was beautiful. I know I talked a lot, so I'm not going to say a lot in the outro here. I'm really glad I got to see that. Thanks, David, again for requesting that, for jumping the line for that. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Check the description for different ways to support the channel. It means the world. I mean, without you guys, without those of you who've been supporting the channel, there's no way I could still be doing this. You're the reason I'm here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here to enjoy this one with me. It was great. This was Angelica Hale singing Stone Cold. Please remember, as always, to be kind to each other. And most importantly, be kind to yourself.